Welcome to Mystics MMOs. I'm your host, Mystic Raven. I'm going to take a time out from typically doing my stream to do a commentary really quick. And Elder Scrolls recently, Elder Scrolls Online, or ESO, or ESO, I like to call it ESO, has recently got some mainstream streamers trying the game out for the first time, and one of these mainstream streamers is Asmongold. I've been aware of Asmongold for about 3 or 4 years now. I wasn't aware of him. Like when I first started playing World of Warcraft, streaming it wasn't a big thing at the time when I played vanilla, all the way up to Cat. But nevertheless, he is a very known, personality within the World of Warcraft community as well as the MMO genre. And recently, he has picked up and tried Elder Scrolls Online, which I'm happy that he's getting to experience this for the first time. But I've always said one thing is going to be the bane of Elder Scrolls: maintaining or retaining these World of Warcraft players, these previous World of Warcraft players. It's the same reason I left ESO, and that's performance. And he made the statement, and it's just like, I'm not going to criticize anything what he's trying to experience. He's experiencing the game for the first time. We've all been there, right? So I've watched some of his gameplay footage, and there's been some people who have, made some commentaries on his observation. That's redundant. That's almost pointless because the man's experiencing it for the first time. And of course, the trolls are already trying to fuck with him. Elder Scrolls community is toxic as fuck. It always has been. Whatever. But I just want to play this clip just so you guys can hear it. Okay, so I'm going to, blow this up, full screen it, just so you can hear the statement.
Okay, let's see. Yeah, I think that's probably the truth. Okay. Okay, oh, the control point's right down there below me. Okay, I see now. I didn't even notice that until now. The dog shit FPS, everything else is fantastic. No, I mean, that's definitely a problem. I think that, I heard you were able to, download an add-on or something that, fixed something about the frame rate.
Okay. So he just says, yeah, that's a problem. I heard you can download an add-on to increase the frame rate, which is bullshit. And he even said it might be bullshit. And of course it is bullshit. There's nothing that helps the frame rate or the latency. It's not the FPS that you have to typically worry about. It is heavy on the CPU, no doubt. It runs single core, obviously. But the latency is just ridiculous. It's the worst, IP in probably Western MMOs. Now, mind you, there's a lot to take into consideration, and I think a lot of people could speculate or make that argument. But, regardless, I've said this time and goddamn time again. It's not the game that's the problem. It's not the content that's the problem. It's not the initial PvP. Fundamentally, the game's got everything an MMO or wants. Fundamentally, found within its foundation. The problem of it is piss poor fucking performance. Okay? Comes back down to that. Why do players leave? It's got fucking bad glitches, terrible glitches, broken bullshit that once he gets accustomed to, if he lasts that long. If he lasts that long, he's going to fucking throw fucking shade all over this game. And in the end, I think that's more bad publicity than positive publicity for ESO. Why? Because it's going to get exposed for what it is. Trash performance. Over and over and over again. It's like nothing's wrong with the content. Nothing's wrong with the lore. Nothing's wrong with the combat. Nothing's wrong with any of these things. Yeah, there's some broken mechanics. Yeah, there's some glitches. Even Kev DeWitt made a new video talking about, sure, every game has its problems, but it's come a long way. And I give it up to the team. They have pulled this game out from the fucking dirt, but it still has piss poor performance, man. It still has some terrible fucking issues, and the poor EU players are still suffering tremendously. We all were to an extent, but the EU players really get it bad in their data center. So I will say that, it's all going to come back down to that. Yo, Irish, what up, Helly? It's all going to come down to one thing for fucking this game. This game could draw in the masses. It could be number one. It could be. If fucking ZeniMax would fucking get performance under control. Because as a main streamer, as Asmongold is, or, Shroud or Nixim or whoever's playing it currently, as wide stream as they are, as popular as they are, they're going to bump into those frustrating points that we've all been there, and every goddamn one of us know it to be true. We all know it to be true. And it's like, I have always said it, Elder Scrolls will always be one of my most favorite MMOs because of the content, because of the elements that were put behind the ESO. It kept true to the universe to say, you can do whatever you want. You can do that. You're not restrained. You're not restricted. You're not held back. And for that, it's kept true to its identity, especially in the MMO genre, where MMO genre is typically, the meta players will always want to look for the best. They're a little slow. They're actually really slow. But, hey, at the end of the day, if you're getting the content done, who gives a fuck? That's all I can ever say. If you're getting the content done, it doesn't matter. What's your end game? Pick your poison. Do you want to repeat trials and go ahead and get gear just so the meta players change it and the next patch you're basically swapping out gear? And that's what you do in ESO. Or are you going to go ahead and PvP? Those are your two picks. That's your two forms of end game right there. That's it. That's it. Pick your poison, boys and girls. But at the end of the day, none of the end game content is going to make up for the performance. How many times, let me ask you a question. Let me propose this question. How many times outside of PvP have you been in a trial and you bumped into some of the buggiest fucking shit? We talking about Mao. We're talking about Hellra. We're talking about all of it. Clockwork. I mean, come on, man. Clockwork, you know how many times, if you get like one boss, it was one problem if you bumped into a lag spike. You add 2 to the 3, and then all of a sudden, AoE effects and latency just goes spiking out the fucking ass. And it's like, what the fuck? How can you even perform under that type of, how can you get anything done with that performance issue? These are the questions. These are the questions. And I'm just going to say, I wish Asmongold the best. I hope, that his experience and his time in ESO is a very good one. I really do. I wish all of them the best. I wish ZeniMax the best. I wish them all the best. Because at the end, it's some of my most fondest memories as a gamer. It really was. It really was. But at the end of the day, I'm going to say this. When even somebody as new, coming from the top IP in Western gaming, comes over and notices performance, the glitches, the little hiccups, just without even getting started. I mean, look, he's wearing new stuff. He hasn't really gotten immersed. He's got people in groups. Now, this is my favorite part, so I'm not knocking this. I'm not knocking a full party group and doing siege battles. This is where, to me, it shines. This is where Cyrodiil shines, is when you see these epic, large battles. It's terrible on the frame rates, but, even his first experience is in a very
everyone wants everything fast.
1 second.
And it's not slowing down anytime soon.
I love that you can't
That's
skip
why
these
small
ones.
Business owners like you need a fast network. So Spectrum Business gives you the fastest internet startup
Spectrum!
helping your small business
Yay.
run as fast as it needs to.
Go figure.
cool would it be if we went in there
So
and killed
one of
everybody and
his
took all their
first
stuff, and then they did
battles, right, is one of the furthest outposts
I don't even.
on the edge. Imagine if it was a main area. He gets hit 21K under the oil. He doesn't even know what to think at that moment. It's his first time. He's like, what the fuck?
Can somebody res me? The gate. Okay. So fast.
I mean, he's all the way out.
Wait a minute.
Way out far. Imagine if he was in, Arias. Or imagine if he was in, any of the center areas.
Oh, I'm rest. Okay, I'm fine.
I mean, I'm not ragging on him because at first he wasn't in group. He's experiencing for the first time. He doesn't know how to put a set together, let alone, how to use the counterplay or anything. And he even admit that, I'm just learning. And I think he's enjoying it, and he's getting to experiencing that. He's getting to experience that. And that's really cool. I think he's going to do fine. He'll adjust okay. It'll take him a little minute. But I think, this type of player, he's going to get a grasp of how the mechanics work. And, it might take him a few weeks. But, give him a month. If he lasts over a month, if he does, I give him about 2-3 months and he'll be fine. He might be a group player. He might be a battleground player. He might be one of those people who like small organized PvP groups. But of course, in Elder Scrolls, he's going to get trolled. He's going to get stream stalked. He's going to see the ugly truth of what ESO really is. And I feel bad for these WoW players coming into this because it's real. It's fucking real. It is really real. And I hope and I pray that, ZeniMax starts putting a little bit more, here's my thing. If ZeniMax wants publicity, and it wants recognition, it needs to punish stream stalking. It has to happen. Because now you got players who get thousands of views during their live streams. Thousands. And it doesn't look good when they're getting stream stalked. So Cypher had always said he wished that ZOS would implement proper punishment against stream stalking. And unfortunately, ZeniMax never did. Why? Because it's money. It's all about the money. But now it's going to cost the money. So don't be surprised if you start seeing bans for stream stalking these top streamers. Don't be surprised if they start enforcing, temporary bans and punishment, for stream stalking. It's not going to be tolerated anymore. I can see that happening because you got these big names from WoW coming over. So it was okay before, but now it's not going to be. They're hypocrites. What can I say? But I wish them luck. But I just wanted to play that clip, put it out there. It was mentioned about performance. He has no clue yet. Shrouds even made the comment. They have no clue yet what they're really going to experience. And when they do, woof. Woofy. I feel bad, man. I really do. I really do. Anyways, man, I'm going to cut this and I'm going to pick it up. Irish, thank you for stopping in. Helly, thank you for stopping in. Like I said, I wish them the best. I wish all these guys the best. I don't want people thinking I'm hating on Asmongold or I'm hating on anybody specifically. I'm not. I'm just saying, is ZeniMax going to be able to retain these players? Probably not. Most likely not, because a lot of them are just going to see through it for what it is. And they're going to say, good game, terrible performance. Bye. That's what's going to happen. At the end of the day, as many players as they can pull in is how many players that are leaving the game. Performance is bad for business. Bad performance is bad for business. You got to get it under control. You got to nip that shit in the ass. You can deal with bugs, but you can't deal with bad performance. You get latency. I saw Despotic the other day. Totally was rocking 60 frames constantly, right? and his latency would jump from 170 to like 300, like on and off. You see the latency jumps, and it's showing on his screen. The latency jumps everywhere, and it's like it's horrible. It's terrible, and it's like that is shit. And when it causes you to die and you can't do anything about it, you're really pissed off because you're like, I didn't die due to lack of skill. I died due to the lack of performance I needed at that moment. You know, and then you get other situations where there's no response because you're inputting the information like bar swapping, block break, all of these things, but the server's not responding in time, and it shows. So yeah, good luck, man. And I'll be honest with you guys. If you guys are playing Elder Scrolls Online, okay, cool. You know, that's fine. You know, I'll admit it. I've been tempted to go back and log in, but I can't do it. I have to stick to my guns. I have to be a type of player that says, you know, I'm not. If I wanted to support a company for bad mistakes and get good performance, I would be supporting Blizzard right now in World of Warcraft PvP. I would put more money in Blizzard right now than Elder Scrolls. And Blizzard to me is like the top number one bullshit company right now. Tax havens, avoiding paying taxes, laying off people, hiring in a person for $14 million, putting spyware to get into the next BlizzCon, scalping shit. I mean, honestly, right now Blizzard looks like enemy number uno in the gaming industry as far as corporations is concerned. But I would rather spend money over there in World of Warcraft because I'm going to get performance than put a dime in ZeniMax Online Studio, regardless of how much I adore the company's at least somewhat ethical approach. But once again, it's performance. It's piss poor, and that's a statement within itself. So if you guys are supporting ESO, that's your deal. Go ahead. But if you're supporting it, is it any better than Blizzard? Let me ask you. Is it any better? So there you guys have it. Once again, I'm Mr. Craven. This is Mystics MMOs. As always, thank you guys. Have a nice day.